Hello YouTube. So thanks for tuning into this video. It's just really about how I've attempted to create a Techno Rumble Kick on the Deluge, just using all the original Deluge sounds. Now there's tons of these videos around on YouTube about how to create a Rumble Kick in Ableton Live, but I've not really found any on how to do it in the Deluge. It's not rocket science, it's not that difficult, but I thought I'd go through and do it anyway. I'm not saying it's the best Techno Rumble Kick in the world, but it does the job. So what I'll do is I'll just sort of talk through the settings, and then I'll do a little jam at the end, sort of to show you it in context with some stuff which I'll talk about later. So first thing we're going to do is we'll just create a completely new song. And what I would do is, as I've done with previous ones, if you want to get hold of the contents of my SD card, then you can do so by supporting me on Patreon. It would need to be tier 2 and above, which is either $3.50 or $5 or pounds or whatever a month. That will get you the entire contents of my SD card. I will also, for the tier 1, I will put this kit on there, because just the kit itself should be fairly straightforward to share on there, because it's just using the stuff that came with the Deluge. So I will make that available, just to try and kind of spread it out a little bit more. And massive thanks shout out and massive thanks to everybody who has supported me on Patreon over the last few weeks, because I've had quite a load of new Patreons. I've had one or two who've just kind of subscribed, and I don't think the payment went through. They downloaded the contents of the SD card and then deleted it. But hey, you know, that's your right to do that if you want. But anything you can support me on Patreon with, it does all help, and I use all that money to put it back into these videos. I am getting a lot more regular now with the videos. So yeah, massive thanks to anybody who has supported me on Patreon. There are links to that in the description if you want to head over there and help support the channel. Right, so we're going to go over to the kits, and I have got a kit called Rumble Kick, amazingly enough. So we'll load that in. It's in 3 parts. Ignore this one. I need to delete that one, but we're not using that anyway. So basically, for our Rumble Kick, we've got the normal kick. Now I've used the 909 kick because that comes with the Deluge. Everyone's got that, and you know, Techno 909 kind of go hand in hand. Obviously, you can experiment with different kicks. So put you know, feel free to put different ones in and see how it works. So we've got the kick. We've then got the reverb, kind of like the smushy reverb bit, and then we've got the delay. So I've got it in 3 different parts. Now I could quite easily have just had one track and put the reverb and the delay on those, but then you've not got control over all of those. So if I want, I can just have a normal, let's get techno tempo, come on, 120 beats per minute, are you having a laugh? Let's go, I know, 134. So I'll kind of play you, I'll build it up and show you what it sounds like first. So we can have the normal kick in there. We can put the reverby bit in. Okay, and then we can put the delay kind of thing in there. And obviously all of these you can adjust to taste. So if you're thinking, well, I want a lot more reverb than that, matey, you know, we can go loud on that. We can take the delay bit down, and so it just gives you that control over those 3 things. Now if I was doing this in Ableton Live, I would have a track with the kick on. I would then be sending the kick, like routing it from one audio track to another, or in any DAW I would route that from an audio track to another and have that as a reverb and then a delay track. You can't do that on Deluge, so we've got 3 on here. So this track is very straightforward. It's just the 909 basically. So let's have a look at this one, which is the reverb track, and we'll just go through the settings on this one. So let's just get rid of the delay one for now. So obviously we've got, yeah, it's the low pass. You can obviously make that as dark as you want with the whatever this is called, the filter, the cutoff. So it's kind of nice, kind of around there. Okay, so there's obviously no attack, nothing changed on the release. To get it to pump, and again I'll go through the reverb in a second, we've got the side chain on there because it's going to respond to this kick for its side chaining. So without the side chaining on, okay, you still hear a little bit of the kick, which is quite nice. You might want that, but I'm trying to get rid of that transient of the kick and just having it from the original ones. Okay, so as we turn that up, you'll start to hear that transient of the kick disappear. And we just get it like that reverb to pump. And again, you can just dial that into taste as to where you want it. Now what I found is, and I'll show you this on, well, I'm going to do a little jam at the end, I'll show you on there, I have got also a separate kick playing as a sidechain, because what happens is obviously if we drop out this and you're using that to sidechain other stuff, then you kind of lose the pumpingness, but don't worry about that for now. So let's go through some other settings. I can't remember on, let's just check this one. I don't think I put any distortion on that one. No. And now I put some distortion on, or saturation I should say. So on the reverb, we've got a setting of 2 on the saturation. Now again, you can go as crazy as you want on this. Just stuffed it up there. Okay, so if you want to go really, you know, crazy on that, obviously you can do that, but that's just on the saturation. But I'll take that back to 2. And then if we just have a look through the reverb settings on this one, I'll make sure I got that one highlighted. I'll do it from here. So size is on 30, damp is on 36, width is on 50, pan is going straight down the middle, and then the amount is on 40. Now width, it's possibly want to have that not really being too wide, because I'd like to probably, you know, keep this a bit more mono and keep the reverb down the middle. So actually I'm going to stick that down to 0 on the width. Just going to get you a nicer kind of mix on that. And that's basically the reverb track, channel, whatever you want to call it. We've then got the delay. So let's listen to it without the reverb, just the kick and the delay. So trying to get this rolling kind of pattern going. So if we just look on this one, I think for some reason I got it on okay, I had that set on a high pass, so if you want to take some of the bottom end out, a bit of the rumble on there, but I'm not using that for now. But again, you could just do all of this to taste. Again, I've sidechained it just to get it to pump a little bit and just to take out that initial transient. Otherwise you get too much build up of volume on that initial transient with the kick. Okay, and saturation none, and then basically all the magic happens in the delay. I've experimented around with this quite a bit on different settings. Let's just go through this. So let's go from the bottom. So the rate is on 15, sync is on 16ths. We're doing it on analog just because I like analog. I mean, it doesn't sound much different on digital. There's digital. You know, I mean, I can't hear any difference. But anyway, I like analog stuff. So anyway, amount is on 14, and stereo is off. So again, it's going right down the middle. We're not ping-ponging it or anything. We want to send this all right down the middle. So if we kind of look at the rate, as soon as we change that, it loses that rhythm. Now you can get a nice, if I can't think where I got it. So you see, you'll just lose it straight away. So 15. Now the question is, yeah, it does still, because sometimes when you change the tempo, we're going to lose it. But 15 does work quite nicely on all different tempos, because it's synced. And I think the amount, again, if you want to get more of a it's kind of 16th, taking that up a little bit. Okay, and we could sort of take the side chain down. So if you want it to go more like rather than take your side chain down a bit, put the amount up a little bit. Okay, and obviously the more you do, the more the amount, the more you're going to get of that. Basically kind of on your feedback. I did experiment around with not having it synchronized as well, so let's just try that, because you can get some slightly different rhythms if you turn that off. I got quite a nice triplety one going at one point. I can't remember how I did it, but so to get that rolling kind of pattern, we have to go up to 26 on the rate there. Again, you can adjust the amount of feedback to taste. Now, as you change the tempo on this, okay, it's going to change because it's not synchronized. So now we've got quite a nice triplet kind of vibe going at 122. One triplet, two triplet kind of thing. Let's take it back up to 134. And we can also get a triplety thing by changing the amount, the rate here. Oh, is it 27? So again, going from 26 has given us a nice triplet. 27 has given us a nice triplet kind of vibe, and then that's given us more of a techno-y thing. So you can see all these different settings. You can change them depending on the track that you want, or the track, sorry, that you want in your track, how it sounds. But that's kind of how I've done it. Like I say, it's not rocket science or breaking any boundaries on sound design, but it sounds pretty cool. So what I thought I'd do is, and I'll put this song up as well, actually, for tier 1 and above on Patreon. It's number 277 on my songs, because I've not given it a name yet. And so we're going to start off with the Rumble Kick, and I'm basically using, I think, apart from this, which is, I think that's a sample I've got in there, everything else is just internal sounds using the 808 kit, or the I've made my own 303 patch on here. Okay, I'll put that up as well. So tier 1 and above, you can get the Rumble Kick, you can get the 303 patch also, and also this song. I'm feeling generous today, so I'm going to put that over there. But if you want the whole contents of my SD card, then yeah, you got to go for tier 2 and above. So let's just have a little bit of a jam. Yes, now the reason I talked earlier about still having a side chain, because I think I got that just side chain slightly. It's pumping slightly. Let's just kind of take that up just to make it pump a little bit more, that choir sort of sound. Now if I drop the kick out, obviously we lose that. So what I have playing in the background is another, it's just a 909 with a kick going there. That's kind of like a side chain channel. Volume is turned down, all I've done on that one. I thought to turn the volume down. It's just on, yeah, it's just on that, not the whole kit, just on that that sound. So that's going to keep things pumping nicely if I drop the kick out. So let's have a little jam, and you can kind of see the sort of sounds and acidy techno-y kind of thing we can get out of here just using, apart from that choir, all the inbuilt sounds on the lovely Deluge. So we're going to start with that kick. there we go. I got a bit carried away with that. Probably did it a little bit longer than necessary, but okay, I don't care. I was having fun. So there we go. A little bit of acid techno on the Deluge, using all the internal sounds, like I say, apart from that choiry sound in there. So I'm going to stick all these up on Patreon in various different formats. So head over there if you want to get hold of those patches and things. And usual things, give us a thumbs up if you like it. If you didn't like it, then don't give me a thumbs up, and I don't know, tell me why you didn't like it, and I'll try and do better next time. But yeah, like, subscribe, go check my music out, all that kind of thing. And yes, if you're feeling generous, then feel free to go over and support me on Patreon. It starts from as little as £1, $1, or €1 a month, and like I say, it all helps keep the channel going, and hopefully allows me to make better more betterer, I don't know, just better content, whatever. Okay, just go and support me on Patreon. All right, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Cheers.